Your stories suck, and I'm going to tell you why. It's not because your idea is bad, and it's not because you don't care, and it's not because your idea is not interesting. The real reason is something a little bit more fundamental. Hello, my name is Miguel Parga, and I've been teaching people how to make movies for 18 years. Today, I'm going to give you one of the simplest, most powerful tools to make your stories instantly better. Here's the funny thing about this. I teach this thing on day one, and my students, they still forget about it. They'll write something brilliant that first week, and then a few weeks will go by, and they stop doing it. Why? Well, I guess it's because writers are artists, right? And an artist loves freedom, right? We hate the rules. But here's the secret. The rules are not chains. The rules in reality are engines. Think of passion like fuel. If you just light it on fire, it'll burn out fast. But if you pour that fuel into an engine, it'll take you somewhere. So today, I'm going to give you one of those engines. The one thing that moves stories forward. Okay, and stories don't just move forward because of cool visuals or witty dialogue or even if stuff is happening. Stories move forward because the protagonist makes choices. If your main character isn't making choices, your story is stuck in neutral. But here's the mistake most new writers make. They write a passive protagonist, right? Things happen to the character, the world around them attacks them, and they react. And somehow that feels safer to write. But in reality, it's boring. Because the audience doesn't buy a ticket to watch somebody drift. The audience buys a ticket to live somebody's extraordinary life. Think about it. Why do people go to the movies? It's not to watch their own lives play out. They already have that every day. They want to be John Wick for 2 hours, right? They want to fall in love on Titanic. They want to face dragons, killers, impossible odds because they don't get to do this in real life. That's one of the reasons the lights go down in the theater. It's not just for the picture. It's to give you privacy so you can secretly become that character. Trust me, if you give people this experience, you'll get paid for it. So here's the magic formula. A character has a problem. They make a choice. What they expect to happen does not happen. And this forces them to make another choice. That's it. That loop. Choice, failed expectation, new choice. That's the story engine. If you do that, you already are ahead of 90% of writers out there. Now, let's dig a little deeper. A great protagonist doesn't just act. They act in ways we wish we could. It's not about aliens or superpowers. It's about courage. The protagonist does what's ordinary, but in an extra way. Extra effort, extra courage, extra risk. That's what makes it extraordinary. Titanic is a perfect example. Most of us don't have someone who would literally die for us. But for $20, Leonardo DiCaprio does it for us. And we get to feel that love, that fear, that heartbreak, like it was ours. That's what movies give us. A safe space to live the lives we wish we had. So, if your story feels flat, ask yourself, is my protagonist actually making choices? Are their expectations being subverted? Are they forced to act again and again and again until they either succeed, fail, or change? If the answer is no, your story's just not moving forward. It's just burning fuel. But if the answer is yes, And congratulations, you've got a story engine that will keep audiences hooked until the very end. So remember, choice, expectation not met, new choice. That's the cycle. That's the engine. That's how you make your stories and your character extraordinary. If this was useful, smash the like button, hit subscribe. I've got a course coming out soon called Filmmaking Without Film School, where I'll show you how to master the principles of filmmaking without debt, without fancy gear, and without waiting for permission. You learn the principles, you can apply them to any equipment you have. And hey, don't just direct your stories, direct your life.